Om Shanti, 3rd January 21, Madhuban Avyakt Bamdada's Murli. Revised date is 5th October 87. Title is The Happiness, Contentment and Satisfaction of Brahmin Life. Today, out of all his extremely beloved, long lost, and newfound Brahmin children, Bamdada is specially looking at the children who are filled with the speciality of Brahmin life. Today at Amrit Vela, out of all the children who are the decoration of the Brahmin clan, Babdada was selecting those special souls who have contentment, those who have always been content themselves and who have always continued to give others the experience of the contentment through their vision, attitude, and actions. So today, Bab Dada was threading the garland with such jewels of contentment who constantly experience being showered with golden flowers of contentment from Bab Dada in their every thought and word, in their relationship and connection with those in the gathering and in their every action. They also constantly shower others with golden flowers of contentment. Out of all the souls everywhere, only a few such contented souls were visible. The garland that was prepared was not big, it was a small garland. While repeatedly looking at the garland of the jewels of contentment, Babdada was pleased because only such jewels of contentment become the garland around Babdada's neck. They claim a right to the kingdom and also become the beads of the rosary that the devotees turn. Babdada is also looking at the other children who are sometimes content and sometimes come under the shadow of the slightest thought of discontentment and then move away from it. They don't get trapped in it. The third type of children sometimes have discontentment in their thoughts. They are sometimes discontent with themselves, sometimes discontent with adverse situation, sometimes discontent because of their own fluctuations, and sometimes discontent with big and small situations. They get caught up in this cycle, then become free from it, and then get trapped again. Babdada still saw such a garland. So, three garlands were prepared. All are jewels, but you can also understand what this sparkle would be of. Those who are jewels of contentment, and what that would be of those who are the other two types of jewel would be. While repeatedly looking at the three garlands, Father Brahma was pleased and at the same time trying to bring the jewels of the second number garland into the first number garland. A heart to heart conversation was taking place because some beads of the second garland were deprived of being in the first garland due to a slight shadow of discontentment, and they had to be transformed and somehow brought into the first garland, whilst keeping each one's virtues, specialities, and service in front of him. He only said only one thing repeatedly: let us bring this one into the first garland. There were about 25 to 30 such wells about whom Father Brahma was having a special heart to heart conversation. Father Brahma said, let these beads also be put in the number one garland. However, he then smiled and said that Father will definitely bring them into the first garland. There were also such special jewels. While such a heart to heart conversation was going on, one thing emerged as to the particular reason for discontentment. Since the special blessing of the confluence age is contentment, why do souls who have attained this blessing from the bestower of blessing come into the second garland? The seed of contentment is to have all attainments. The seed of discontentment is a lack of some physical or subtle attainment. Since it is remembered of Brahmins that nothing is lacking in the treasure store or the leaves of the Brahmins, why is then their discontentment? Is it that the bestower of blessings has made a difference in the blessings he gives, or have those who have been given the blessings made a difference in what they take? What happened? The treasure store of the bestower of blessings and the bestower is full. It is so full that your dynasty lasts for 21 births. That is the dynasty of the elevated instrument, souls who have become BKs over a long period of time, and also the dynasty of the devotees continue to move on the basis of these attainments. When there is such great attainment, why would there be discontentment? Everyone has attained to the same limitless treasure from the one at the same time and through the same method. However, you don't use the treasures you have attained all the time. That is, you don't keep them in your awareness. You become happy when speaking about them, but you are not happy in your heart. There is happiness intellectually, but not in the heart. What is the reason? You don't use the treasure of attainment as an embodiment of that awareness. You are aware of them, but you don't become an embodiment of that awareness. The attainment is unlimited, but you sometimes make it limited, and because of this, your desire for some limited attainment deprives you of the experience of constant contentment, which is the result of unlimited attainment. Limited attainment puts limitation on your heart. This is why you experience discontentment. You then bring limitations into service because the fruit of the limited desires is that you don't attain the fruit you want. The fruit of limited desires only brings fulfillment for a temporary period. This is why there is sometimes contentment and at other times discontentment. Limitation do not allow you to experience unlimited intoxication. Therefore, especially check whether you have contentment of the mind, that is contentment with yourself and contentment with others. The sign of contentment in souls is that they will be content in their minds, in their hearts, with everyone, with the Father, and with the drama. Waves of satisfaction will also be visible in their minds and bodies, regardless of whether any adverse situation arises. Whether any souls come to oppose them to settle their karmic accounts, or whether some physical suffering of karma comes to the body, because souls who are free from limited desires are content. They will be visible as stars sparkling with the sparkle of the satisfaction. Those who are satisfied will never ask questions in any situation. When they are satisfied, they have no questions. The sign of those who are satisfied is that they are always altruistic and always feel that everyone is blameless. They do not blame anyone. They do not blame the bestower of fortune for creating such fortune for them. They do not blame the drama, that such are their parts in the drama. They do not blame any person, that his nature and sanskars are like that. They do not blame nature, that the atmosphere is like that. They do not blame their bodies for their bodies being like that. To be satisfied means to be constantly altruistic and to have an attitude and vision that are free from blaming anyone. So, the speciality of the confluence age is contentment, and the sign of contentment is satisfaction. This is the special attainment of Brahmin life. If you do not have contentment and satisfaction, then you haven't taken the benefit of Brahmin life. The happiness of Brahmin life is contentment and satisfaction. If you lead a Brahmin life but do not experience the happiness of that, then are you only a Brahmin in name, or are you a Brahmin who is an embodiment of attainment? So, Bham Dada is reminding all of you, Brahmin children, you have become Brahmins, and that is great fortune. However, the inheritance and property of Brahmin life is contentment, and the personality of Brahmin life is satisfaction. Never deprive yourself of this experience. You have a right to it. Since the bestower and the bestower of blessings gives you the treasures of attainment with an open heart, since he has already given this to you, then you have to experience your property and personality fully and also enable others to experience them. Do you understand? Each one of you can ask yourself, in which number garland am I? You are all in a garland, but in which number garland are you? Acha. Today's blessing is, may you be an angel whose foot of the intellect stays beyond any pull of the five elements. Angels are always shown with a body of light. Those who have a body of light stay beyond the consciousness of their body. The foot of their intellect stays beyond any pull of the five elements, that is, they remain beyond. Maya or anything to do with Maya cannot touch such angels. However, this is only possible when you are never dependent on anyone, move along with the right over your body, and also have a right over Maya. Do not have any type of dependency in either your lockic or alokik relationship. Slogan: if you have the habit of looking at the bodies, then look at the body of light and remain stable in the form of light. Om Shanti.